previous sessions we just discussed about nested structures. So you know that previous session we discussed structures. So continuation with this, the way in which we are going to try to using the nested structure, that is the learning objective of this session. So we just move on. What is nested structures? The structures can contain other structures as members. In other words, structures can nest. So this is called as nested structures. So consider the following two structures. Here the structures can be nested in the following way. So there are two ways we can able to given the nested structures. One is separate structures. The second one is embedded structures. So here we are going to try to use the separate structures. The first one. Now consider the structure. You know that structures can able to define make use of such keyboard. So such first structure types. Under this I have some integer number, one floating number. Then I just started my second structures. There is second structures and that I have it double number. In that I am going to try to use that is structure number for my first structure. So it means that so I can able to access in second structure the number of the first structures. Here that first structures will come under this second structures. The first structure type is incorporated as a member of the second structure type. You can initiate the variable of the second type as follows. So if you are going to try to access the second steps, you are going to try to use it like this. Your second structures, because of your second structures, you can able to try to access both first structures as well as second structure. So first what I am going to try to do it, I just declare that variable for first structure. So such second structure type, then you just create that demo as the variable. Through this variable, I can able to try to access the member of my first structures as well as second structure. How? That is demo.double member. That is I just assign some value and demo.structure member integer. I just assign with 5. Then structure demo.structure member that float. Member is equal to that value. Here the dot operators are going to be tried to use to access the member of that add themselves member of the larger structures. Now the parentheses are needed to force a special order of evaluation. Here the member operator expression is a simply evaluate from left to right. In principle, structures can be nested indefinitely. Statements such as the following was syntactically acceptable but bad type. So we can able to try to use my structure dot number 1 dot number 2 dot number 3 dot number 4 equal to 5. I can able to assign like this also. So this is another example. That is embedded structures. Previously we just discussed separate structures. Here the structure within another structures is called embedded structures. See that I just created name of the structure is salary, which contain that two members, that is name as well as department. It also have another structure that is touch. And that I have it dearness, house rents, city. I just create the variable for this second structure is allowance, the first structure is employee. So here the salary structures contains a member named allowance, which is itself the structure is 3 members. That is dearness, house rents and city. The member contains in the inner structures, namely that is these are the things. This can be we can able to try to access make use of this like. First I just go with use outer structure name, that is employee dot my inner structure name is allowance. Then I just access all those 3 members, dearness, house rent as well as the city. So this is another example, that is structure within the example program. Here I have it structure distance. So in which I have it 2 things. Apart from that I have it so distance. So like that also you can able to try to utilize. So this is the detail the example for the way in which how the structure within the structure. Just consider I have such room dining. So in that I am going to try to access this the values whatever I have it that information, so I can able to try to access this either length or width or fit, all those informations I can able to try to access it easily. So these are the points I want to remember whenever we are going to try to use nested structures in C programming. The very first point is to print the structure variable, we have to use the dot operators. To print the C nested structure variable, we have to use two dot operators such as structure variable dot nested structure variable dot member. Then print the structure pointer variable, we have to use a arrow operator instead of dot operators. So you have to use like the structure and arrow mark structure variable. To print the nested structure variable using pointer, we have to use a combination of arrow operator and dot operator. So the outer structures we have to use structure variable. Then the inner structures I can able to try to use dot operators. So these are the points I want to remember whenever we are going to try to using nested structure in C programming. So based on these today's sessions, I just created a few. Okay, there is MCQ. The first one is to print the C nested structure variable. We have to use two dot operators such as structure variable dot nested structure variable dot structure member, and second one is nested structure variable dot structure variable dot structure member. The third option is structure member dot structure variable dot nested structure variable. The fourth option is structure member. Okay. Nested structure variable dot structure variable. So these are the four way. So the right answer is that is A, structure variable dot nested structure variable dot structure member. This is the right answer. Next I just move to the another MCQ, that is which of the following statement correct about the below code. I have it Maruti dot engine dot bolts equal to 25. So I have the option structure bolts is nested within structure engine. The structure engine is nested within structure Maruti. Then structure Maruti is nested within the structure engine. Then structure Maruti is nested within its structure bolts. The right answer is that is B, structure engine is nested with structure Maruti. Okay, so this is the summary of the sessions. I can able to understand that is what is nested structures. Okay, then other way in which we are going to be trying to access the nested structures with various problems. Okay, thank you.